Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, rape. I'm going to look that up in just a second because I want to make sure about its definition. I thought for sure that when you married somebody,
Yeah.
you were a virgin at the time of marriage, or maybe not.
Yes.
That the agreement was that you would only have sex with the individual that you married,
Yeah.
and your spouse would never have a twin
Right now.
that they didn't tell you about.
Yeah.
So as to kind of sneak in
Yeah.
and violate that marriage relationship.
Yeah.
Now, I still want to speak to Marilyn about Mike's use of lookalike spouses.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, for those that are 13 to 18 years old, you should understand that any relationship that you have with any individual that involves any sort of intimacy,
Yeah.
it only involves them.
Right now.
It does not involve anyone that looks like them. Now, considering the forgeries of Christy Miller,
Right now.
I think I can prove in a court of law that rape could happen without your knowledge. And for all of those that go through puberty from the ages of 13 to 18, and the consensual sex of those that are 16.
Yeah.
And in most states, 16 plus 5 years after your 16th birthday until the age of 21.
Yeah.
That's what most of the laws throughout the nation say. You can actually have consensual sex with those that are over the age of 18.
Yeah.
As long as they're not more than 3 years over the age of 18.
Pooch.
Now, I'm going to want to make sure you understand that having vulgar postings was never my intention.
Yeah.
Now, sorority,
Yeah.
S-O-R, sorority,
Yeah.
S-O-R, the Greek system. Oh, look at sorority.
Yeah.
Let's see here, a society or club of women or girls as in college.
Yeah.
Could you get me the websites and web pages
Yeah.
of the last 40 years of sororities
Yeah.
and fraternities?
Pooch.
It seems that when you go to college,
Yes.
you become involved in the Greek system as an adult at the age of 18, or possibly 17 if you were to graduate at that age.
Yeah.
You could be introduced to some ideologies that are foreign to you.
Ah!
Now, I'll need all their websites and their IP addresses.
Yeah.
The actual identity. A lot of men, they're somewhat
Vulgar.
Now, could you get me the sororities?
Yes.
And the age of consent laws for sexuality in every state.
Yeah.
And then the 13 to 18-year-olds
Yes.
that at the age of 16 can have consensual sex.
Yeah.
And in some states with parental consent, you can get married. Pooch. Now, I'm sure YouTube has taken into consideration the actual laws of this nation when deciding their community guidelines. I wouldn't want you to think that you're depriving any individual that has the right to have consensual sex with another individual.
Yeah.
The knowledge of anything defined as rape. Now, rape, sororities, R-A-P-E.
Yeah.
Now, I just don't want to be named as
Doing anything
vulgar. R-A-P-E. It should be in here.
Yes.
And I would say that it's the forcing of an individual on another individual
Yes.
without their consent.
Yeah.
R-A-P-E. Now, for all the nations of the world that have any of these age-restricted websites,
Yeah.
I'd like to know the owners of them.
Yeah.
And all of the actual magazines that are manufactured where you have to be over the age of 18 to be a model, I'd like to know the ownership of those.
Yeah.
And any and all DVDs, videos, or manufacturing of anything
Yeah.
involving lewd, lascivious, vulgar sexuality. I don't want to be known as the uploader of pornography.
Yeah.
And the suggestion was right now, the suggestion was right